So let me clarify for you guys, so you guys don't think that I told you guys to drain out your cooling system if you're upgrading your turbo or replacing your turbo. You don't have to drain out your cooling system. If you want to, you could get some hose pliers and pinch off this line right here and pinch off that bottom line. I just really didn't want to deal with it, so I would rather just unbolt these two bolts right here and not even worry about any coolant coming out of them. That's why I'm draining it out from the bottom, because I have a little vacuum system that I'm able to refill it. If not, then you can just get that and honestly just pour it back into your reservoir, and then once you start your car, just let it idle with the cap off and then let the bubbles come out of your system. So I've located the drain plug and I have my pan. I cleaned it out, don't worry, there's nothing in it. I know it says diesel exhaust fluid, but trust me, it's not. It's clean, and there's no residue in here. I don't have my car that lifted up. I'm gonna try my best to get you guys down there, so if you guys don't know where that drain plug is, you guys can see it, but it's not that hard to get to, so stay tuned. So for everyone that didn't know, the drain plug is right here. Ideally, all the coolant's gonna come out through here once you twist the little valve open, and we should be able to catch it all with this bucket. I'll let you guys know how much I spill right now in a second. Oh no, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. Sorry guys, I lied, because I spilled some coolant. For the most part though, it's going straight into the pan. So if you start spilling, just hold down the piece like this. Just make sure you get a wide bucket. That's all I'm gonna say. And you should be fine. So we're gonna let that finish draining out right now, and then we'll be good to remove the lines up top. Because if you do that, you're going to introduce a lot of air into your system. So just leave that cap off and let it running a little bit, just so you can blow out all those bubbles. But that's why I'm draining it, just to make it easier on myself. I'm going to keep on letting that coolant drain out. I'm going to go ahead and start removing all this stuff, guys, so you guys can see. Coolant is almost completely drained out. So let's go ahead and pop this bolt loose at the bottom right here of our two coolant lines and see if we're good. Oh my god, it's still dripping. You know what? God dang it. Let's just make a mess, you know? Sometimes making a mess is for the better. Oh my god, never mind. Oh no! It wasn't a small mess, we made a huge mess. Oh man, I'm gonna need a lot of coolant. So let's finish popping off the bottom line finally, after all this freaking coolant coming out. There we go. So these lines should pop off. Yep, just like that. I had already broken this top line loose. With that top line should be a 14 millimeter. There we go. And I'm gonna insert this here because then I'm gonna forget where this washer goes. So this is my oil feed line. Sort this out somewhere. So now that the oil feed is disconnected, we gotta disconnect our bottom oil drain line. Our oil drain bolts are right, oh, I don't know if you can see this skinny pipe right here. There's two on either side. So we gotta take those two off. Instead of disconnecting it right here from the bottom of the turbo, I thought it was easier just to pull off the whole line for the oil drain right here. That connects to the bottom where the oil pan is. All it is a clamp right here that you just have to pull and lift up, and then you have your port right there. But it's disconnected. We just gotta disconnect this bottom pipe right here. I feel like even though I disconnected this line at the front, this line right here is gonna give me trouble. So I got myself like a little 90-degree pick right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in here. I'm just gonna start, you know, breaking the seal loose basically. Just be careful not to damage the hose while you're doing this. There we go. There's a clamp right here. This line right here is connected to the turbocharger. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll give you guys a better angle right here. See this clamp right here? It's easier to disconnect it because the bottom one's all the way down there. It's easier to disconnect it from here. So what I would do is I would take off this clamp right here, remove this line. That's gonna be disconnected. And I think once we disconnect that bottom pipe, we should be good. And once again, this is all trial by error, guys. I don't know if we're gonna have enough clearance to take it out with this pipe, But that's why you watch my videos, so you guys can learn when I mess up. All that's left to do is break the seal on the hose. Here, I'll update you guys in a second because I'm not able to take it out without reaching in there. So give me a second and I'll get you guys updated. What I basically had to do is I had to get a straight little pick and just wiggle it in there, work it out, because it's this hose right here. So it's finally out. Our turbo's finally loose. So all I have to do now is just lift up and remove. It doesn't look like a normal turbo because the other half is inside my bag, but there is the headache that I've been having to deal with. So I'm gonna reassemble the hot side to the other side of the turbocharger, and then I'm just waiting on parts. So stay tuned. All right, I don't even remember what day it is. So much stuff has changed since the beginning of this video. This video was originally supposed to be the install of the 27.1 downpipe, but I sealed up the downpipe already because we are no longer installing the 27.1 downpipe. I have for you guys the Rampage downpipe. I got the Rampage turbo inlet, I got the blow off valve, the oil lines, the coolant lines, the Rampage race MAV housing, and then last but not least we have the Garrett G30-770 turbocharger with, that's our wastegate right there. Then our old turbocharger, all the lines and everything we need. So we are installing all that, plus he's watching the Cowboys game inside, don't mind him. Plus the Dishworks low pressure fuel pump and the direct injection fuel system upgrade for the Type R. So at the current moment, we're gonna try to remove these studs because we need to install the brand new titanium ones, which I'm hoping are the same length, but I'm gonna compare them right now when they're out, and we should be good. Stop moving. So we should be good. So we're gonna get those out. It's gonna be a lot of work, but we're gonna get it in because I need this car running. I'm gonna try to record almost everything for you guys, but just don't get mad at me if I miss some stuff, just because this is such a long process that I might end up missing some stuff for the Rampage install. But we got some NICs here. We're gonna run the NICs on the threads when we put it in, just because I don't want to run into any problems in the future. So let me do that. I'm gonna run the NICs in. Once we do that, we're gonna find the Allen right here for the top of the stud, and we're gonna get it tightened up. That way we can mount our new turbocharger adapter plate, which is, I don't know where it's at right now, but when I find it, we're gonna mount our turbocharger adapter plate to it. But first, we're gonna remove this stud. I'm gonna show you guys when we double nut it to remove it and keep you guys updated. I have a 4mm Allen right here because that is the size of the tip. And something really cool about these Rampage studs is that the tip is an Allen head. So you can actually run in the stud all the way without having to actually do anything. Just like that. So that stud is installed. That looks a lot better. It's gonna look a lot better once we clean it up too. So we got that in. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this next stud, install that, and then install our bottom ones. Once we get those 4 studs installed, we can install our adapter plate to mount our Garrett turbocharger. So this right now that I'm showing you guys is a double nut procedure, so you can remove studs off your car that aren't damaged. And the reason I'm changing out these studs is because the new studs are titanium. So titanium studs are gonna work a lot better for what we're doing. We're gonna grab this one, start spinning this on, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold our 14mm nut in the back, just like that, so you guys can see, and tighten. Alright guys, so once you have both nuts pretty tight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the inside nut, and then we're gonna there you go. What the heck? Now that you cracked it loose, you should be able to use this one. Just spin it loose. There you go. Just like that, guys. We can remove this front nut. We can spin off the stud. Most studs removed. We're grabbing our new titanium stud, rubbing some anti-seize on it, and threading it in. So we're gonna do that same exact procedure to these bottom ones, but these bottom ones are easier because there's no stud beforehand. So we should be good. Just anti-seize, run the studs in, tying them up a little bit with the Allen at the end, and then run the bolts on, and then we're gonna be able to install the base plate. So if you look right at the bottom of this oil drain line, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's kind of tight, but at the bottom of this oil drain line right here, there's a 10mm nut holding this on. We have to take that off because at least on the new system, it doesn't use that, and it doesn't use this stock line anymore. So what we're gonna have to do is come down here. So there's a little screen right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna inspect this O-ring right here. We're gonna clean the screen clean, and we're gonna install this filter on the new oil feed line. And this right here, guys, is our new oil feed line. So if you look at the end of it, both of these ends right here are the same. It's just a little bit longer of a line in different orientation, and the top fitting is different. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna clean this up. It's probably sprayed a little bit with brake clean, and then install the filter that we removed off the old line onto this one, just like that. We're gonna rub some oil on the outside of that, just to make sure that that ring doesn't break while we're spinning it on. Once we run some oil on that, we should be good, guys. We're gonna go ahead and install this line with the same 10mm that we took it off and go from there. Our oil feed line should be tight. That's it right there. Now we gotta address our oil drain line, which is down here. It's just a fitting right there at the bottom. So let's address that since we have that oil feed in. See where we're gonna position that, where it has to go with the new turbo. I'm learning with you guys, so just be patient with me. Give me a second and we'll figure that out. So we're gonna test fit this turbo because I'm super excited to see how it's gonna fit. So it's gonna go just like this in here. Wow, that's gonna be a tight fit. I tried doing some research about these turbocharger bolts, and I was reading that they torque to 33 foot-pounds. So let's see, 33 foot-pounds. There we go. So we got all these torqued down to 33 foot-pounds. That's not going anywhere. Now that we have that base plate locked in, we need to finish installing all the lines into our actual turbocharger. So tying this clamp right here, we tie in this one already. We gotta tie in this one, and then we gotta install our coolant line that is right, it's kind of hard to see, right there. So let's get those lines installed. That way all we have to do is just sit it in and connect everything, and we should be good for now. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. I'll keep you guys updated in a second. Day who knows what with this install. I honestly forgot what day I'm on now. So with this video, I'm not recording exactly how to do the Rampage turbo kit because it is way too much work to try to record every single portion. So I'm just going to be giving you guys occasional updates, stuff that I feel like y'all should know, stuff that you feel like is well needed, and from my friend that sold me the kit, thank you, advice that he's given me about this turbo kit. So for starters, these two lines right here, these two vacuum lines, I'm gonna try to leave this bottom portion on, but he had recommended to me take it off from here and connect both lines up there. But the line on the actual turbo currently is pretty small, so I'm gonna connect it right here if possible. This is the feed line for the turbo. I heat shielded the whole thing just because security precautions, and I'm gonna try to get it as far away as from the fan as possible. I got a longer coolant line that connects right here. So from here to my tank, because I have a radium expansion tank, so it's a little bit different. I needed a longer line for that. What else have I gotten? What else have I gotten? I know I told you guys I was gonna record occasional clips of the install. I wanted to show you guys that we already kind of pre-mounted the turbocharger. We have some of the vacuum lines ran. We need an adapter for this coolant line right here to fit onto this fitting because the hose that was on it was too short. One of the coolant lines down here is connected. Our oil drain down there is connected. We kind of got our blow off valve pre-mounted and everything. Our oil feed line. Look at this clean wiring, guys. I had to remove this bracket. If I remember where I put it. This bracket right here. This is the OEM bracket where all the lines run to, and it connects to the turbo inlet. I had to remove it because it's not going to fit around the massive inlet that we're going to be putting into the car. It's easy to bring it up here so you're not struggling down there. There's a connector right there by the air compressor that you can just clip this clip back, disconnect, and now it's out. So I'm going to reconnect this, leave our MAF sensor, not our MAF sensor, sorry, our wastegate connector hanging, because our wastegate's going to bolt up right here. So we're going to be able to connect it right there and continue assembling our inlet and everything else that we have to go. It's such a long process, guys. Honestly, it's a pain. Hopefully I'll get this car running soon, but yeah, even after this I still have to do the whole entire fuel system, which I have waiting for you guys right here. This is my friend Corey back here. I don't know if you guys, he probably hasn't popped up in any of my videos, but today, guys, we are trying to get this turbo wrapped up. It's been I don't even know how many days it's been because I've lost count, but it's never good when you have to pull out your tap and die set. So if you guys are wondering, these studs at the bottom of this downpipe are M10s by 1.25s. So what I'm doing is, like, these studs were super messed up. I'm cleaning them up because I didn't buy new studs because I'm an idiot, and the bottom of my downpipe didn't have any, so we got to transfer them over to the new downpipe. So we're gonna clean up both of these studs, remove them off the car. We have another one around here somewhere, I don't know where it's at, but if you guys look, I mean, you guys can see how dirty they are. Here, hold the camera real quick, Corey. So we're throwing these on right now. We got them out. I mean, we had to clean them up. You guys can see the difference between the rust, between the clean side and the dirty side. So we got our nuts and our studs out. They are out of our stock downpipe. We're gonna have to move them over to the Rampage downpipe, which is already on the car, on the bottom end. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys from that angle down there, but it might be a little tight. I might just have to screw them in and then show you guys after. But I'll definitely keep you updated, guys, in a second. Gotta pause the music for copyright reasons. So if you guys look there, we have 3 of the intake manifold bolts off. I'm kind of winging this install. I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to have on and off. So it looks like there's only 5 intake manifold bolts, 3 bolts, 2 nuts. But right now when I get off, if you look back here, can you get the camera in there? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 at the corner. This should be number 5. So hopefully this is the last one we need to take off. They're all 14 mils. So if that helps at all. But honestly, I've been working more than recording because I forget that I'm recording for you guys. But so far, we haven't ran into any issues with the fuel system.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
So far, right when I said that, I dropped the nut. Oh, God.
We have.
Are we sure nothing holds it on the bottom?
Are we sure? I have no idea. Because nobody wants to talk about it in none of the other videos. There was a bottom bolt. It's on the right side of the bottom of the intake, right, Kevin? It was on the brackets holding the intake manifold on the right side, on the bottom.
And you have this screw right here that sits on the driver's side of your engine. And you have this bracket right here. So the way this works is this goes right here with the nut. So you have to take that nut off. You have to take this whole bracket off in order for you to get that out. Well, other than that, it's pretty easy to take off. We had to remove this section. Where is it at? I don't even know where it's at right now. This connector right here with this sensor. And all it is this line right here that we got to pull off too. But honestly, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts right on the front. Get this line on the side over here, and it's out, guys. Make sure you inspect your gaskets too. Clean everything up before going back together with it. But now we're gonna start accessing our fuel rail, get that pulled off of it, and hopefully get these injectors in. So So I picked up this videographer from Craigslist. So he forgot to record when we were pulling out the injectors. It's obviously his fault, but
yeah, I didn't do my job.
So this rail back here, guys, the fuel rail. I don't know if I'm holding there. Here you go.
Yeah.
So this fuel rail, only one injector came out with the rail when we pulled it out. You have to manhandle that thing like crazy. So just lift and pull once it finally comes out. And once you get the injectors in there, what you're gonna want to do is start twisting them a little by little to try to break that sealing that they have and then get them out. Just be careful when you're pulling them out. You don't want to break them off inside your engine or anything. So, but we got them out. We got them replaced. I wasn't able to show you guys that, but we got all the Hondata injectors on. We got the rail reconnected, the sensor in the back, the bracket that's right. Got this bracket right here, that connector. So what we're gonna do now is
I can't see it.
this line connects directly to our fuel rail. So this side connects to our fuel rail, this side connects to our high pressure fuel pump. So we're gonna get that routed in, guys, and installed, and we should be good to replace our high pressure fuel pump. So guys, we have the injector rails in. We also have the Hondata upgraded fuel pump. So what that's going to entitle is you have our stock fuel pump right here. I already loosened it. I already started loosening the nuts. It's going to be a 4mm Allen. So what you want to do is don't just take one out completely and then the other, because the way the high pressure fuel pump works, there's a spring inside, which let me show you guys. And if you loosen both at the same time, you're gonna have a bad day. So loosen them evenly until there's no pressure on it anymore. Because if you guys can see, you guys see that right there? That's what I mean. So we have the hole right there for our high pressure fuel pump. We got the high pressure stock one out. We're gonna grab the Hondata high pressure fuel pump, lube up the O-ring a little bit, and then stick it right where we took this one off, and we should be good. So where am I right now? So I almost have everything together. Sorry I haven't been able to record as much as I wanted to, guys. It's just been really hard since I haven't had an extra hand, and this is not just a straight bolt on, you're good to go kit. This is a lot of work and a lot of like adjustments and crap you got to do to it and all that stuff. But honestly, guys, I think we are almost done. I got everything installed: the fuel injectors, the high pressure fuel pump, the G30 turbocharger. I think I got everything attached. You know, my O2 sensors are connected. I heat wrapped this because of this coolant line that was really close. Wastegate's on, nice and tight. Everything's good. I got this on it right now because I'm pressure testing the system to see if it's losing any pressure, and it is. So I think I have like a slight coolant leak somewhere. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the system's primed for fuel, make sure that we got no huge fuel leaks or anything like that. Once I verify that, I'm gonna get under and just see how we're doing with that so we can get it primed up. My friend that sold me it actually gave me his Hondata, which already has the high pressure fuel pump code. I think my batteries on my GoPro went bad or something, because they keep on dying, guys, and they have like 80-70%. So annoying. But anyways, what I was saying is we're gonna get it primed up. The high pressure fuel pump code stays on the Hondata. It doesn't stay on the car. It stays on the Hondata. So if you have one that's already unlocked, the Hondata should show the unlock feature for the high pressure fuel pump code. I have my laptop right here with Hondata pulled up. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on the ignition, just make sure everything looks primed, make sure we don't have any leaks. I don't have an extra set of hands, so I'm just gonna have to set you guys somewhere while you guys watch me do that, and hopefully we have nothing, no big leaks or anything of fuel. And once I make sure of that, we're gonna go ahead and swap over Flash Pros, unlock mine and connect to this one, and go from there, guys. So stay tuned, give me a minute. Okay, so while we wait, I thought I'd explain what's going on right now. I got my ignition on right now. What I'm basically doing is I'm unpairing my old Flash Pro. So I am calibrating my car back to stock to replace it with the other Flash Pro, which is my buddy's Flash Pro, the one that he sold me basically, to pair that one with my car now, because that one has the high pressure fuel pump unlock code. So we're gonna wait until it completely unpairs from the car until we're able to connect that one. Once we get that one connected, we'll kind of like make another base map tune. For now, I have a tuner that's gonna be tuning my car, and he should be sending me a base map hopefully tomorrow to just be able to get the car running and get it tuned. So we're gonna have to wait for that, guys. But once this is finished up, I'll give you guys another update. But looks so nice, guys. Look at this. Look at this turbo inlet. Ah, so nice. So stay tuned, guys. I'll update you guys in a second. Okay, so update. My Flash Pro is unpaired for my car. This is my old one. This is the new Flash Pro. You see how it's like a dark gray color? Well, I did some research, and apparently it's like a new version they have for the newer cars, which is pretty cool. So dark gray, I got it connected to my car. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this cable right here and connect it to the Flash Pro. So there you go. This Flash Pro firmware will be upgraded. Please unplug. Okay, so now I gotta go disconnect it from the from the car. Once I got it disconnected and everything, and this is this is done and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it to my car, put this old Flash Pro up, and go from there.